meta pickups coming up here. And as we go into the draft in the first game of this best of 5 series, Selena will be banned out. Respect targeting against Aaron here for the start of the bans and picks.
Yeah, and if they really want to go down the list as well, other than Selena, I think the Jawhead is something that's considered, or even the Kufra, which, when I mentioned the Jawhead, it is the side of team that will remove it away themselves, because even the likes of BINASIC has been pulling that pick from time to time. So one more remaining for each one of them. BINASIC want to really see if it's going to be a Hayabusa that they should be eliminating, or could it be things like Benedetta that has been pulled out by, Sagitnu or even Renajay. So it's definitely a hard question to answer overall, but either sides will have to give way to some powerful pocket picks that will be left available for the very first phase, and that will be the Paquito that will be axed out. So we're going to be seeing Renajay here leading a little bit more of a room on the ideation of how they will want to go in with this sort of ban, and that is the Benedetta. So first pick, we got a lot of things that we can actually go for. Definitely not a sort of the marksman that you want to show in your first card, so probably this shouldn't be the case.
Yeah, probably just trolling around. This is a Hayabusa that's going to the side of Omai Yuri. Kufra is open for the taking here for Honda Beats. He does play a mean Kufra. It's wide open. S-God DOGIE can choose to play a different support role later on as the Ling. That's the H2 Ling special. That's going to be locked in. That's also the Lunox. Quite fast picks here. X-Borg going to be locked in as well. That's going on to the hands of 30 Gaming. Side laner is a good pick here, or actually just go ahead and go for the Kufra right now.
Yeah, I definitely think that the Kufra will be a great answer to, a Link that's been hovering around all corners of the map, but it needs to actually land Tyrant's Rage real well, or even the bouncing ball to actually keep him right into a certain position. So 10 seconds on the clock. We need Changu to really pick things up, and why not? You can also consider the Kaja, but Kufra is a real good shout that we've been talking about, so he's just going to be opting for that. Now, H2, probably losing his Hayabusa isn't really a great sign to start off with, but they'll be going in with more Mino Shower, thinking about going for Changer, but instead moving into the Farsa pickup. So you have 2 mages being secured by team.
Yeah, that's the Farsa already going to their side. Bans coming in. I'd rather I'm actually just about to say that they could ban out the Kaja for PEIN. Instead, they will be banning out the Eve. You don't want to have the battle of trigonometries here with the circles and the squares showing up into the map, because that's going to be a bunch of damage that's going to be going down the line. So I respect that Eve ban. Changu and the side of BINASIC. Potential ban here is Popol and Kupa. I like it. For S-God, for DOGIE, it's going to be limiting his choices.
Yeah, and now they just have to focus on, maybe another fighter to be introduced into the Land of Dawn for the likes of Team. Export is still available. Well, not really. It's being snatched away. So to answer that, Export is probably going to be this Uranus that's going to be brickwalling him, and it's so hard to even kill him off, especially when he's going to be popping his ultimate and he just regenerates, being this one tough cookie to crack. But they're just going to try no matter what by locking not only the Moskov but also the Harley. So good damage output overall. They say, if we're going to go on a mage, we want to make sure that it goes 100 to 0.
Oh, hovering over the Lolita here for DOGIE. Yeah, it is going to be the Lolita coming in for DOGIE. It's been a hot minute. The Numenum Blast can really add a lot to the team fight potential here for Team. It goes to show how big the hero pool is here for these guys. And looking at the draft, Contra, what do you think of the current layout that we have for the game?
I really do like how team has drafted something that is so solid. They still have a very massive front line that can actually take quite a number of hits, so they don't really have to worry too much about the Harley. But if the Harley snowballs, BINASIC is going to have such a great time in this game. So we want to see how this is going to be played out in the very first game of this best of 5 between BINASIC as well as team. So final matches to be played out here. Make sure you guys who are hanging out in the chat drop in your predictions right now before we head into the Land of Dawn.
Show your support as well to these teams. Share the stream. Let the team know that you're supporting them. Either you're on the side of BINASIC or if you're on the side of team, regardless, let everybody know your support. Everybody needs it, and this is definitely a game that you have to watch. Definitely, as we're now seeing the positioning here of Honda Beast positioning way behind enemy lines. Revenge is going to be thrown out onto Aaron. It's still going to be a relatively even fight. What I want to look out for here is the side lane matchup, specifically on the top lane here for 30 Gaming, who's actually suffering in the hands of Renegade. Renegade is completely outclassing 30 Gaming as 1v1 duel, and that's definitely going to be the first blood going into his favor. As I say that, a battle for the Little Wonder here in the bottom lane. Changu will get taken out, and PEIN is going to be forced back off. Oh My Yuri is going to be joining in on the fray, and we'll be backing off. Just the call to disengage is worth it. They don't want to get a lot of losses in the earlier part of the game.
I really like how explosive the start is coming from team, and now that it's going to be a Uranus versus Hayabusa matchup, it won't be too much of a problem with Uranus, even if the OG Shadow Kill is being popped up. But Honda Beast gets a catch! Wow!
And Aaron is
what
low!
Break knock. But he'll be able to walk away, though. Good try,
yeah.
Nonetheless.
Wings by wings. Yeah, it's just the aggression the team is showing here is just pretty much their main point all throughout the entirety of the game. I'm looking forward to see how well DOGIE will be able to line up the Numenum Blast against BINASIC, especially against the mobility that Changu, Oh My Yuri, and PEIN has. That's going to be a tough Numenum Blast to land. As I say that, H2 will spot out Oh My Yuri and will instead go for the kill.
But he tried to actually juke out H2 as well, but definitely has been able to expect him, and he's on his final HP as well, so it's going to be really hard for him to survive. So team now gets a trio lead and further extending the lead by securing the turtle, but can Honda actually steal it away? He's in prime position, but here comes PEIN going in with a perfect last insanity just to snatch it right under the noses of team. And I guess that is safe enough for them to not really commit in towards a full-blown fist fight. And Renegade is just making sure that, 30 doesn't even get to have a safe phase coming into this solo matchup. But now that he's under turret, might as well go in for a trade. So that Renegade, though, missing a little bit too much. And that's a solo kill on both sides. Okay. I'll accept that.
The turret assisted. That doesn't count. The turret assisted in that kill, but that's still a quite literal 1-for-1 there for themselves. As Sagitno gets spotted out here in the bottom lane, trying to be a nuisance here for PEIN in the jungle, trying to zone out Changu from even trying to take down this turret, just buying a little bit more time. And the bursts, the wave clear the team has is far superior, makes you question what's going to happen in the later part of the game when the minions are starting to push on forward. As S-God gets spotted out, let's have the Numenum Blast available. The last insanity will be thrown out. S-God still managed to survive. DOGIE is going to look for an opportunity to fight back. Gets the stun in for Sagitno to secure that kill.
I love the flank coming from Sagitno as well. Cheekily sliding by the edge, just like he dropped right into the DMs. But H2 trying to take this buff away, and now Changu is in a really tight spot. I don't think he can actually make it out alive. So that's one pointer in for the likes of team. Aaron just getting a little bit more gold, taking out his shields. While I guess overall team is just flexing their muscles of how well they play individualistically. Plus, PEIN, I guess he was just trying to expand his Viraga armor, especially when it's already being shipping down low. But I guess biting too much more than he can chew, no support being provided coming from the rest of BINASIC, he will have to falter.
Man, this is tough for 30 Gaming. He's not having a good time here in the top lane. He's gonna get zoned out and get found out by H2. Oh, the Deadly Magic gonna be thrown out. Gonna be forced to use the Tempest of Blades to escape, but it's still a 1-for-1 trade. Not really a good showing here by DOGIE on this Lolita so far, but we'll see the Dawn as soon as we reach the 8-minute mark. The Turtle's gonna be started off by team themselves. A potential steal in the mids, not really likely. Honda Beast charging up the Revenge. We'll get H2. H2 sidesteps away. And that's still the Turtle going to the side of team. But it's not going to the side of H2, actually. It's going to the hands of Aaron.
Ooh, well, that's a lot of chunk of damage being dished out by Aaron overall. Forces them to retreat. Their airstrike will miss the mark overall, but that calls for a free buff for themselves, especially when Escott's got the round. But over the top side, we do have a little bit of a skirmishing going on. 30 just keeping himself pretty much safe, not really revealing all too much of info towards the side of team. That's going to be another crap going over in the hands of team as well. While BINASIC is just holding along lines, and it seems like the Hayabusa didn't even have spacing to even roam out. Coming on blast! Oh, catches them out, and Changu didn't really expect such a big ult to drop right on top of his head, and having no time to respond.
Catches 2 on that Numenon Blast flicker. DOGIE still has it. Finally getting a good land on the Numenon Blast. Converting into a kill onto Changu. Really significant because Changu is currently sitting at 0-3-0. 2,700 gold to his name. That's not the best scoreline that you want to see. As the Order of Brilliance just to dish out a little bit more damage on the top lane. Aaron's going to be forced to go into the top lane. Has the Fettered Airstrike available and will be throwing it right now. The Revenge will be thrown out. H2 is going to take down Oh My Yuri. Last Insanity onto Aaron. Not going to connect. Renegade and Aaron has to back off here in this team fight. You don't want to get more losses than that. And that is a 1-for-1 trade in the top lane.
Yeah, both sides are trying to juggle with the pressure. So far, team has been able to actually secure a lot of vantage points coming in towards the lower portion of the map. They should be able to actually crush open the bottom side, but, you know, they can take their sweet time while BINASIC has been able to break the very first start over the top side, getting themselves a little bit of a significant goal out of that. But the Turtle, though, there doesn't seem to be much of a priority coming from BINASIC here to actually secure it, but Sagnu is just going to be moving right in, and you don't really want to focus down onto the Uranus as well. It will take quite a lot of effort to take him down.
It's a relatively even fight. Slight lead here on the side of team. Turret pushes, though, are in favor of BINASIC, as Oh My Yuri is in the duel. Yeah, flexing that EVOS sticker. Oh My Yuri going for the jukes. Going for another juke there on the Quad Shadow, but just buying a lot of time and delaying the inevitable. Quad Shadow should be off cooldown down, but H2, Finch poises on top of that wall, takes him out. Her out.
Well, so far it looks to be smooth sailing for the likes of team. Now it's 11-4. The turret should be going down if Changu is going to be moving away from it. So good zoning coming from Renegade. Meanwhile, they're also working on towards the mid side here, as they are looking for PEIN. A little bit of a question mark being thrown by Renegade, and he's like, okay, you made it a little bit easy for me, huh?
A little bit of banter being thrown out. Not going to be finding any shortage of that throughout this entire game, I'm pretty sure. As BINASIC has to mount a good skirmish against team. Revenge gonna be charged up by Honda to clear out the minion waves. Numenon Blast gonna get charged up into a flicker, catches 2 with the collapse by H2 onto 30 Gaming, and Honda Beast will secure him that double kill. Bust out Changu, Tempest of Blades will take him out with a triple. Will he get the Maniac, and will he actually secure that? Last Insanity is gonna be forced to use Salve, and that is good showing by H2. And man, Renegade with the banter. Is this even a finals?
Well, it looks to be very one-sided for a very moment, and they just straight up say, you know, boys, it's all easy. So, here comes a dive coming in, and that will be the order of grids being popped. Renjay moves into safety, but H2 is thinking, you know, why not commit to it, guys? Like, one by one, they crash right in, just taking some of the minutes while Uranus does what he pleases. Walks out at his safety as well. So, meanwhile, while they're at it, Yuri still trying to actually juke out some of these players, but with one last HP, she'll have to use the quad shadows to hop right back, and this one is given to Aaron.
Just had to stand there because she knows that she's gonna fall down regardless. Now on the Beast, charging this revenge onto H2, gets the knockup, gets the rage. They may be able to get the shutdown, and they do. The Doom Black is gonna get charged up, but it is just going to the hands of On the Beast. Feathered airstrike, and man, this is just way too much to handle for BINASIC. The lead is already significant here for Team, and they will be able to take down this tier 2 inhibitor turret as well. What's the comeback mechanic here for BINASIC? How will they be able to bounce back, Contra?
Well, if they really have to, then Honda Beast will really need to pull some huge strings. And first of all, they need this Uranus to be out of the way so that they can look for the Farsa. And while we're at it, OG Shadow Kill being used, and you see not much damage being done other than Esgot taking the shorter end of the stick, not that it is being all too anyways. So, other than that, there's always the movement block that they have to avoid. And speaking of that, that's going to be a huge mess. And this is the collapse that they've been looking for. And the airstrike is already out. Exactly goes down. And that's good signs for BINASIC for a big comeback. But maybe I spoke too soon.
Yeah, they pop the immortality as well. It's 0 for 2 trade, good defense, but they're still suffering a lot of losses. That's still a tall mountain to climb to catch up to what Team currently has. PEIN is currently on level 12, H2's level 15, already max level. And Changgu as well, I'd say the insurance for them in the late game is still not impactful in this game. Does not have the enough items to really burst down any members here with his deadly magic. It's going to be a tall mountain to climb. They need to delay this up until the 20-minute mark, I would say. At the very least, 18 minutes for them to be able to at least keep up. 4,000 gold lead though. Level 2 Lord is going to be gracing us here in the Land of Dawn. But there's no sign of BINASIC wanting to contest it.
Yeah, and they understand that it's going to be a very hard to win contest when it comes down to the 5v5 factor. On the Beast now coming in, just pulling up the Tired's Rage, but not amounting all too much. I guess one of the conditions to be met, like, not only do he need to hit the 16-18 minute mark to be able to, you know, get a little bit more room for the core items to come into effect. I see a potential for them to go for the split push, especially when you have a Hayabusa as well as Harley that can efficiently do so. But in response as well, you got the lane, which is going to be able to stop at least one of the pushes going down. And when the last blast does not really connect, and here comes OG Shadow Kill, only tickling both Sagitnu as well as Nescott, and not really getting all too much out of it. Here comes the dive coming from Renjay, going with the Order of Brilliance as well. He's going for it. Say, go ahead, take this freebie. We'll take your turret instead. And now Lord's crushing right in. This might just be the end game that Team has been looking for, as BINASIC hanging on a trap, but they're fighting right back. Shot being fired, but BINASIC will be able to survive to tell the tale.
They will be waiting for the next Lord to spawn, and that was good defensive efforts. Renjay overstayed his welcome there in diving towards the fountain. It's not, I guess it's a show of his confidence on that Lunox. He almost did secure the kill, but good reaction by Honda Beast to just immediately go for the rage as soon as he popped out of the Order of Brilliance for them to secure and buy a little bit more time. But we have to consider this. Aaron on that far set 2-0 and 4, uncontested, able to really bring out a lot of burst damage. We have to see Honda Beast set up a good revenge and rage. If he can catch at least 3 members from Team, that would be huge. That can be the comeback here that they need. They can buy a little bit more time for them to at least ease into the late game stage. As the rage happens, they get Aaron out. They picked him off, and that is a pickup that they want, but the bottom lane, H2, will just do his job. Focus on pushing the lane. You spot him out, they get the stun up. They have significant damage onto H2 now, but they cannot really chase out this lane.
At least they do get a little bit of a shutdown goal going on at the very least. Now, Gitnu just going for a little bit of a distraction happening over mid side, while this Uranus is just going to be pulling eyeballs after eyeballs while they are working over on the bottom side of the turret. So, while turret still remains intact, well, 1 minute, 20 seconds or less. We'll see a little bit of play, but now they're committing though! There is immortality buying a little bit more time, and that's all that the Lula can actually do. But to get new, I guess they're just gonna be walking back and say, you know, that's a free kill for you. Just go ahead and take it.
Banters. What keeps us alive and entertained here as we, get an insight of what's in the mind of these guys as they play the game. But 45 seconds on the Lord, that's an objective that BINASIC wants to get. They want to make sure that they get the Lord for them to at least get the bottom tier 2 turret rolling, as well as the inhibitor turret. But at the top, on the top side, Yuri is not having a good time against H2. The rage, beautiful rage by Honda Beats. Yuri didn't have to fall back there. Stuns him up with the revenge as well, keeping Yuri alive in H2. Forced to run back low on HP, but will be able to survive. Mid lane though, team is running it down. They get Pain Flicks down low, and they take him out as well. This is a free Lord for them to take.
Oh boy, I guess despite all the effort that they committed towards getting their hands onto H2, it didn't really result into much, not even popping the immortality as well. Like you said, this is their Lord to take right here, and it's not going to be too hard for them to do so. Immediately, you see the health bars just get melted. So, 6th minute is where you see team just gonna be storming their way in once again after the Lord slowly marches forward. So, I guess the only good news is that they do have a lane being freed up, and there is a little bit of ping over the top side. So, BINASIC, if they really want to hit harder over on towards the top portion of the map, they need to really commit to a sim push, but it's not going to be the right timing to do so because Luminous Lord is already making his way down towards the mid lane.
Yeah, and the team, they will be working on the bottom lane as well. Top lane, not much of a factor. It's going to be slowly pushing towards the top lane. And it's just a matter of time before team actually wipes this game clean of any wins. And Illuminum Blast now going to connect. Revenge goes in. Honda Beast goes for the rage. Now really stunning H2. Misses the wall by that much. And now, with the Lord gone, Sagitno is being focused on. Shadow Kill is going to be committed. And Sagitno's diving straight into his team. Yuri able to squad Shadow out of there. As God is going to go down. Doggy is out of the count. H2 is low. Last Insanity is going to be thrown out. Winter Trunch just in time by Renegade to keep himself alive. But he still falls down by the cards. Honda Beast is still barely hanging on here. And they're trying to go for the defense of a lifetime. 3v4 so far. Defensive play is going to be thrown down. H2, does he have anything in the tank? No, that's going to be the back off being called on here as I get the last member alive. Deadly Magic's going to take him out. No doubt, but we'll do the Winter Truncheon. Buys a little bit more time and manages to survive by the skin of his teeth. And Aaron's being chased down by Honda Beast as well. H is going to be joining in on the fight. Honda Beast with the rage connects onto H2 as well. And here comes the rest of BINASIC. Changook's joining in on the fray. Does not have Deadly Magic available to burst out Aaron, but Eternity Game is going to be there to take him down. This is a defense that BINASIC wants.
Wow, and this is where they could actually buy themselves back into the game. Tornado, he gets shut down instead. This boss has been hanging out by himself. BINASIC, what an incredible work inside of the base, and not even the Lord has been able to land a touchdown onto the base overall. So now, the question is, no matter what they do, team, they couldn't even land their hands onto the base. So if they were to march right in the same way that they do, that's definitely not going to be the answer. So teams has got to try a whole lot harder to break down the defense.
Look at Honda. He gets a rage onto H2. That's going to be big, and they burst him out for the same mortality as well. Sagito's going to be in the back line to try to force out a lot of the issue here, but they will join out and get the knockoff on that. On that Lolita, Doggy, not able to charge up the Luminum Blast. Good defense from themselves, but Renegade still takes down PEIN. HPs are low. Shadow Kill's not available. 30 Gaming and Changu are the only ones left alive here. It's a through B4, and they still manage to make it out alive. But team, they're just walking on the doors here. All the lanes are pushing towards their lane, and this might just be the game. Changu bursts down. Better Air Strike is here, and team is going to take game number 1 in this best of 5 series for the finals.
20